And welcome back to the UGO podcast, guys. Unapologetic Geek Out. Oh my god, Travis, I am not excited today.
No, not at all.
Normally, I am very excited, but today we got to talk about a certain Inhuman show, and it is quite inhuman, that is for sure.
Cruel and
anyway,
inhuman punishment, I believe is the term.
I'll say Inhuman Torture, but who's talking about inhumane ways of absorbing content through your eyeballs? Well, it's me, Nick the Merc with the mic, and my fellow unapologist to my left here.
Travis.
We got the god of the pod, Travis, and of course we have Skyping in with us our news correspondent,
Mr. Justin Zarian, and so is watching Inhumans like a penance for something on this podcast?
I know. I was wondering the same thing. Like, what did I do?
It's a service. Okay, let me explain. All right, so there's the thing where me and Travis have a hard time watching shows at the same time, especially new shows, because if we both start to watch a new show and we like it, it will die. So we are trying to see if it's not only just shows that we like, but just shows that we might watch together, because Inhumans has been circling the drain of maybe it might not be kind of canceled, sort of. Like, Marvel will not officially cancel Inhumans, so...
It's canceled except for the fact that no one's actually said it. That's pretty much all it is.
So, me and Travis are trying to put that final nail in the coffin and get it completely dead. We're trying to murder this vampire. We're salting the earth. We're making sure that it is over. So we watched the first episode of Inhumans, and we're going to talk about it later. And boy, do I have some stuff to talk about. And I'm sure you guys have some stuff to talk about, but we will get to that in a minute, because of course we have the trailer talk for today. It is quite the trailer talk for today. We have sharks, smart sharks, wolves that can fly, Antman and wasps, and
don't bear the lead here.
And just crazy stuff. Like you wouldn't even believe what we have for that. And of course the geeky news of the week. And that, we are going to go with that. But first, how's everybody doing?
Well, I mean, you may be watching Humans, so I mean, I could be better.
Like, not great?
No, I mean...
Not great. Okay, well, I understand that. I understand that impulse. Oh, geez, what are we watching? Oh, I should mention again that we are looking for artists and video editors and all that good stuff to continue our work for the podcast. We already have our first volunteer working on that right now. I'll give you more details as that shakes out, but very exciting to see that. Also, if you want to just contact us about it, you can do so at any of our web contact pages. You can email me at unapologeticgeekout.com or unapologeticgeekout@gmail.com. You can give us a Facebook message on our Facebook page. You can tweet at us at UGO Podcast. Just give us a line, even if you don't want to help us out. Just want to say hi, or even if you disagree with us, just let me know. I'm lonely. I'm lonely here. But yeah, with that, that's basically all I've been doing this week. I've been editing and working on stuff. Oh, no, what we did watch. We finished Junie Tyson. That was boring. It was actually interesting for the last episode. Mm-hmm. It was like, oh wow, the last episode is the thing that has the interesting thing in it. Well, that was worth it. We watched a lot of anime lately. We've been watching Fate Stay Night,
the
Unlimited
second one.
Battle. Where you know what, they just start to put names into a fucking jumble, don't they? Like just adjectives and nouns.
We watched a show called Humans with in front of it, so I don't know if comics have anything better.
I like the Fate Stay Night series. I'm super confused to the rules.
There are no rules. You should just accept that.
It's all about like this mage war that they can summon noble heroes from the past. So they summon people like, King Arthur, Hercules, Medusa. One of them summons Frankenstein's monster. That's pretty cool. But they're all like, it all depends on, like, they all know about modern times. They can break the rules of said tournament. They can even be gender bended, although they still like call them like the pronoun that they were called before. Like, what's it? Arthur is a chick in this one, but they still call her the king.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm confused. Wait, what? It's like, no, she's the king. She was awesome. I'm like, yeah, but like, shouldn't she be the queen in this universe?
Nope, she's the king.
No, okay, whatever. I'll go with it. I'll rock with it. We watched Godzilla. I watched a lot of Japanese stuff. The Netflix CGI movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which you wouldn't know was a Godzilla movie at first.
Yeah, it is. It's a interesting start to a Godzilla franchise, I think, because it's supposed to be part one of I'm not sure how many. But it's interesting. I'm still not crazy about that 3D animation.
It doesn't look so bad in this one, but
this one they put a little more money behind it, but I'm still like not nuts about it. Justin, you been watching anything?
Yeah, I mean, other than the one that you made me watch, let's see, what I've been watching lately. Mostly, I mean, I've been playing Persona 5 off and on just cause, I gotta finish that game. It's so freaking long, but, it's awesome. Actually though, the one thing I just started watching recently was the assassination of Gianni Versace, the new American Crime Story season.
Oh, okay. How's that?
Yeah. I mean, I've only watched the first 20 minutes cause I just found it on iTunes. It's like, oh wait, first episode's free? Yes, I'll watch it. And so far it's pretty good. I mean, I suspected as much. I heard some stories about it that there's only so much they know to be completely true because they had to do a lot of investigating on this story. Because, I mean, it was just a freak, Are you guys familiar with the story at all about what happened there?
I don't think I am, actually.
Most people aren't. Basically, it's this guy whose name was Andrew Cunanan, who was a serial killer. And the only reason they caught him was because the last victim that he killed was Gianni Versace, the big fashion designer from the 90s. And they wanted this huge manhunt in Miami. But this is after like several months trying to chase down this dude who'd been pretty much exclusively killing, mostly homosexual men or closeted men, but other people as well. And he's just this insane dude. Like, he'll constantly lie to people about what he does. He can never get his story straight. He likes to infiltrate himself into people's lives, like being their friends and then just totally turning on them. And it's the problem that one, we don't fully understand him and his motivations because he's just insane. And two, the Versace family is not very crazy about the book that this story is based on, at least this show, because the book makes a few very big accusations about Gianni Versace, including that he was HIV positive. And one of the things where it's like, we don't want to proliferate the story that he was a very raging homosexual and, dying of AIDS, or HIV at least. So there's one of the things like, you can't prove it because now he's dead and we'll never know for sure, but they're gonna try everything they can to suppress and honor his memory. Like, no, you can't say that about Gianni. But, taking that aside, it's still well done. And this guy who plays, Andrew Cunanan, his name is, Darren Criss. He's from Glee. He's fantastic. Like, he's got that right level of insane psycho, but at the same time charming individual. Like, he's what you think when you think of like Ted Bundy type, like those guys who seems really charismatic when you meet them, and it's like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna murder you. It's like, wait, what?
Yay, crazy person.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's really great. Like, he's the one thing that's the best part about the show so far, which is sad because it's the dude who's the most insane and crazy person in the whole story. So.
Interesting. Well, with that, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to get through today. We want to just cut right to the news, get it done real quick, dirty today. Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not the one doing the news. I don't know why you're asking me.
I don't know. I'm looking at you. I just need a nod or confirmation.
Sorry, I am busy reading up Medusa's power level so I can rant about it later. Don't mind me.
That is a dedicated man right there. Justin, let's go to it right now. Let's go to this Just In with Justin.
Okie dokie. Yeah, we'll see if I can browse through all this news as fast as I can. So, Agents of Shield. Okay, I'm gonna not that fast.
Ooh, that was quick.
Agents of Shield is gonna take a short hiatus following the February 2nd episode premiering this week because, well, they really don't want to get in the way of the Olympics and their ratings, so they're gonna wait until that and then be like, hey, we're coming back. Which, I guess it's odd just because the way they started the season, then it's like, oh, but we came back from one break and now we're going on another break. But it's better for the ratings, most likely, Yeah,
you wouldn't want two shows that are losing ratings to clash with each other.
Yeah, I'm still, I don't know if I'm ever going to catch up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Everyone keeps telling me, like, anyone who's still watching it keeps telling me, like, no, it's good again. I'm like, I don't know.
Is it worth the investment?
I'm. They say the Ghost Rider and LMD season was good. So, and I'm only like one season behind that, so maybe I'll catch up.
Yeah. No, so I mean, so there's that. So you know how there's Krypton coming out, that prequel series set before Man of Steel?
Yeah, we watched the trailer last week.
Yes, indeed. It doesn't look too bad, actually, I must say.
Well, it doesn't look like cheap. I'm still unconvinced on whether or not a Superman show without Superman can work for it, but we shall see.
Well, guess what? We're going to get another Superman-less prequel coming out. The TV show Metropolis. They just announced that for the DC's digital streaming service. And this one's going to focus on Lois Lane and Lex Luthor, before Superman comes to Metropolis.
No, so, who cares? Who cares? No one cares.
So do they have an issue with Superman now, or what's the deal here?
I don't know.
They want to do a cheap show but cash in on a name, but they don't want to actually spend money on special effects like the CW people. So, it's not like I wouldn't watch like a prequel Lex Luthor series about some of the Lex Luthors that have been around. But as far as a brand new Lex Luthor, it's a crapshoot of whether or not he's going to be actually interesting or not. I don't know. I'm really sick of this whole thing. I'm really surprised a lot of these projects are getting greenlit. Like, what is the pitch meaning of just like, the most famous recognizable part of this mythos that's not going to be in here?
It probably goes more like, hey, you want to get rid of the most expensive part of this mythos and possibly still make money?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. We're getting a Dundee film about his son and not the actual dude, so...
No, the Dundee film's fake.
Is the Dundee film fake?
Yeah, no, it's just a fake promo for the Super Bowl campaign, so...
Okay.
Yeah, no. I looked into it because I saw that teaser and I'm like, this can't be real. And sure enough, it's not. It's a fake trailer they're making for the Super Bowl. So.
Oh, okay. Totally fooled me. Wow, got me.
Don't be so gullible, guys. Come on.
All right.
All right. So moving from there, yes. There's the Watchmen TV show that's coming out, and they just assigned Nicole Kassel to direct it. Now, for those who are not familiar, Nicole Kassel's got a very good line of credits to her name. She's got her start with this film, The Woodsman, way back in 2004 with Kevin Bacon. But since then, she's done a whole ton of TV work, including The Leftovers, The Americans, Westworld, Better Call Saul, and a whole bunch of stuff. So, it's one of their golden girls, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's that. So Cloverfield 4 is happening for sure. And it was a film that was already announced as a totally different story. This film called Overlord, which is a World War II ghost thriller, at least. I think that's what they pitched it as. But now it's revealed it's actually Cloverfield 4, and it's already done filming. So, look forward to that. Because I think, Cloverfield Station, the third film, is going to be announced at the Super Bowl, like, 10 Cloverfield Lane was. And I'm guessing this one will be the next year afterwards.
Okay. Did they do this on purpose for any particular reason, or are they just, like, trolling people?
I don't know. I guess because the whole thing is they're super secretive about their marketing for these movies. So, they just want to make sure, hey, we don't want any spoilers, we don't want anyone interfering with the set, we don't want anyone, messing with the story. But yeah, it's a Cloverfield movie now. So, okay. So that should be interesting. Sam Raimi is going to direct the adaptation of the Kingkiller Chronicle. So, hey, that's cool. I'm not as familiar with this story, but it seems it's a very beloved property with a lot of fans. Okay.
All right. I don't.
I know.
I'm not familiar. I have a hard time.
Well, I think you're familiar with Don't Breathe 2, right? Or Don't Breathe, right?
Yes, we are familiar with that.
So,
a film I enjoy.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was great. It was okay. But apparently Stephen Lang, the guy from Don't Breathe, says, yes, Don't Breathe 2 is happening. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and apparently that he's coming.
I'm a little
confused
about. That's a little bit of a stretch to me.
Yeah, I don't think it needs
money at this point.
Yeah. You know, I think it's just like, yeah, Don't Breathe was a hit in the box office, so do it again.
That's pretty much Hollywood's thing lately.
Yep. Oh boy. Passion of the Christ 2 is apparently in development. So,
speaking of things that won't die.
Well, hey, Jesus lived again, so there's so much more to the story after getting his butt kicked in the Passion of the Christ.
Passion of the Christ 2, Jesus Strikes Back.
Pretty much.
I'm sure this was a Family Guy skit already.
It was, but Jim Caviezel confirms, he's like, yep, I'm growing out my beard, I'm trying to get back into the role. It apparently is moving forward. So,
I see.
That ought to be interesting. Also moving forward, things that we're not looking forward to, is Indiana Jones 5. Apparently, it's not official yet, but they're suggesting it's very likely that this will be the next film Spielberg does before he does his remake of West Side Story. So, okay, there's that.
Yeah, I'm not really down with it. I don't think Indiana Jones is a property that if we're using Harrison Ford again, it's kind of like, no, it's over, guys. I mean, I might actually be up for a remake or a
prequel or something.
I mean, let's do a remake rather than prequel. I'm sick of like sequel/prequels or something. This one would actually be one that'd be kind of a cool actual remake. And because Harrison Ford, it doesn't seem like he's not spry enough to really hang with these action films that he's usually attached with.
He's kind of old now.
Yeah. So,
but what's next, Justin?
Well, what's next is something kind of interesting. So there's a Aretha Franklin biopic coming out called The Queen of Soul, and Aretha Franklin herself has chosen Jennifer Hudson to play her. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly who you should get to play Aretha Franklin.
Weird. I can't believe they let her pick her own actress. That's pretty neat.
I mean, she's still alive and kicking. She might as well pick who's going to play her in the movie. You know?
I suppose it's just not something you usually think of as people like, yeah, I want you to play me.
Yeah, my pick is Chris Hemsworth, but that's just me.
What you want, like thirds, baby, you got it.
I meant Chris Hemsworth to play me in a movie, but also works for any other situation.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about.
That'd also be funny, though.
It would be funny. Also funny. They're making a Mr. Rogers biopic called "You Are My Neighbor." Or no, sorry, "You Are My Friend," and Tom Hanks is going to play him in this movie.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, actually, I can see that.
Yeah, you need someone as universally lovable as Tom Hanks to play someone as universally lovable as Mr. Rogers.
It's so weird because he doesn't really look or sound like Mr. Rogers. You know, like just enough, but he's too deep a voice compared to Mr. Rogers. You know, like "Hello, neighbor," kind of stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason he fits is just the fact that he's cuddly and everyone loves him. Like, it's
pretty much.
It's more of a feeling rather than an actual representation. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's the same reason they cast him as Disney in the Save Mr. Banks movie, where it's like, he doesn't look like Disney, but he embodies Disney kind of thing. Yeah. So, Emily Blunt has joined Dwayne Johnson's film, The Jungle Cruise, that he's doing for Disney, along with the writer of Logan, Michael Green, or at least one of the writers. So, I guess we can expect this Jungle Cruise to be ultra-violent and full of F-bombs, right?
Awesome. I would enjoy that. Be a strange move on Disney's part, but I think
Disney's
an interesting
R-rated
one.
Jungle Cruise. Yeah.
At this point, Disney's like got so much money, who cares?
Yeah. Sci-Fi and USA, apparently, they're sticking it to the censors because they're like, you know what? If we think that a TV show deserves to have F-words being used during commercial hour, we will do it. You know, just like no censoring, no audio dips. They will let them say the F word during traditional airtime now. So.
The fucks are being given. They are now. At first they would taketh away, and now they are given amongst the people.
They do have. They have many to give based on shows like Happy. They have more than enough to give in those shows.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting. I wonder what sparked the change, if anything, or is it just a more trying to be a little more like artsy, or what's the deal? Is there a specific reasoning behind it, Justin?
No, not really. They just apparently they just want to really make their name. Just like, yeah, we're gonna stand out from all the other shows because people will watch us because we can use the F word now. We're not like those other pansy networks. So yeah, I don't know. Sure, whatever. I mean, I'm still the school that using the F word doesn't make your show better, but I'm not against people using it if it's right.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I'm excited if they get the movie rights for whatever show, whatever movies they're going to run on their TV channel, because I do believe that sometimes not using the F word can ruin a movie, right? Yippee-ki-yay, Melon Farmer?
Yeah, I still like hearing that when people say it.
Or how did Boyle say it in Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Did he?
Don't remember.
It was some weird fucking thing. I don't know.
Although I think one of the best uses I heard of that recently was on Team 4-Star's new Christmas special they did for Dragon Ball Z, where you see Vegeta fighting the guy, he's like, yippee-ki-yay, and you see the guy still alive, motherfucker! Just like that. It was really funny.
I enjoy a good F-bomb, so I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah, So, House of Cards is coming back. It's being, it was delayed in production because they had to get rid of Kevin Spacey completely from the show. Mm-hmm. But they're resuming the final season, and Diane Lane and Greg Kinnear are joining in to fill in new spots for the show. So, okay, hey, they had to take a little break to reorganize after that.
Still sad that a fictional president's hold more accountable than our own, but whatever.
Well, I mean, try watching The West Wing sometime. You'll throw stuff at your screen. Son of a...
Yeah, I love The West Wing. So then, there's a whole bunch of reboots in the work. I'm not even gonna list them all. Just say, a Magnum P.I. apparently is among the shows they're trying to reboot from the dead from the 80s. So I'm just like, why?
Wait, didn't they already do that? No, I'm thinking of MacGyver.
Yes.
Yeah, no, MacGyver they tried, and yeah, people apparently still watch it.
That's it. It's the other one.
Yeah,
they won't really rest until one of these mustaches must live.
Well, apparently the whole reason is because Roseanne is coming out and everyone's super hyped about Roseanne returning. So everyone's trying to get that money, just like, oh, well, Roseanne's back, this show's back, and this show's back, and this show's back. So I'm just like,
Gilligan's Island, let's do it.
I wonder what a modern day Gilligan's Island would look like. That'd be really interesting.
I have no idea how that would even work.
Oh boy.
Sure. Give Phil Lord and Chris Miller on it.
Yeah.
I think they might be able to work something out with it.
Or they just create Lost. I'm not sure which.
Yeah. Speaking of a couple of bad boys, we have the Bad Boys TV show that's been in development with Gabrielle Union, and Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters has joined that. So, okay.
Yeah, where it's going to be two women. So is it still going to be called Bad Boys, or is it Bad Girls now?
I don't know. This sounds like a bad idea still. I'm just watching to see what happens, how it's just going to implode on itself.
I would actually enjoy if it was good. That way Will Smith can drive up at the premiere and just go like, that's how you spin off. From now on, that's how you spin off.
Happy has been renewed for season 2. So, okay, hey, I'm interested. I saw the pilot of Happy and it's pretty freaking weird, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I know you can watch the first episode for free, but I don't know where the hell you can watch the rest of it. It's like a sci-fi show, right?
Yeah, so I'm sure you have to find it through maybe less legitimate means, or you can buy it off iTunes.
Damn it.
I think on iTunes you can buy it. So, okay. And then also Fuller House got renewed for season 4, so that show will not die.
Sad.
But Series of Fortunate Events apparently will end with season 3. That's what Neil Patrick Harris has confirmed.
Okay.
Well, I think they only have enough book material to cover like 3 seasons, I think.
Yeah, and I think that was always their plan. They're like, look, there's only so many books. Let's just get this done, do all 4... is it 10 books or 9 books?
Oh, I forget how many. I wasn't a huge fan of the Lemony Snicket books. Yeah, I think there's like 10 of them or something around there. Because it's like, what was it? 3 seasons, 2 episodes equal 1 book. There's like 6 episodes to a season, right?
Okay.
So
that puts it at about 9.
That sounds
maybe
right.
with about a special episode in season 3 to finish it off,
an epilogue or something.
Yeah, I can see that happening. So
basically, the one show that's like, hey, this is actually good, is actually like, no, this one's not going to continue. I'm like, well, why are we bringing back all this other shit?
TV.
No, it's being integrity. It has integrity. Like, nope, we're not going to stretch this out and make some filler stuff.
I know. Why can't everyone else learn from it?
Some very sad news and very conflicting news. Mark Saling from Glee has died because he killed himself shortly before he was being sentenced for prison for child pornography possession.
Wow.
So
yeah, that was depressing. Yeah, they caught him with like what was it, like
25 to 50,000 like images and videos
on his hard.
That's a lot of porn. Just like of speaking in general, that's a lot of porn.
Who has that much regular porn on the computer?
Exactly.
That's a ridiculous amount of porn.
That's what the internet's for, guy. You don't usually download that stuff to begin with, let alone being child pornography.
Are you worried the internet will burn down one day and you will be out will be out of your porn? Like that never made sense to me. That's a crazy amount to download.
I think he probably had some genuine depressive issues, but that still doesn't excuse. Yeah, he looked at child porn and a lot of child porn.
Yeah.
So, and I get it. You know, when you've convicted of that, your career is dead. You know, nothing will ever come out.
Oh, it's over.
Mm.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just one of those sad things. You're just like, it sucks. I get it, but you know, it just makes me depressed.
What are you gonna do?
Sad. Yeah. Less depressing, but still sad is, John Morris died, who was a famous composer who did pretty much all of Mel Brooks' movies. He wrote all the music for the producers, Blazing Saddle, Young Frankenstein, some of the most memorable comedy tunes that from the last several decades. Like freaking Springtime for Hitler will still live on as one of the funniest sequences in any movie, if you remember that a little bit.
Don't think I've seen it.
Oh, you heathens. I ain't gonna make you watch that film, dang it. The original 60s version of The Producers is one of the greatest comedies ever.
The original 60s? I mean, I remember watching a couple minutes of the Matthew Broderick version and then not wanting to watch it anymore.
But see, that's the thing is that the musical version took the main premise and some of the key moments and then dumbed it down. Where it's like, okay, yeah, they had a bunch of musical numbers, they added a bunch of, overt sexual gags, because that's Mel Brooks' thing now, just like, hey look, penises! Penises are funny, right? Especially circumcised penises, because I'm Jewish. But
in his defense, penises are indeed funny. At least funny looking.
I don't know. I'm kind of over penis jokes a lot for the most part, so I'm just like whatever. But he did a big contribution for comedy back in the day, so I thought that was cool. The last little bit here is just kind of a funny story. So apparently at UCLA, there's a college course that's all about Get Out and the influence of films of that same thematic nature. Like about the, representation, the oppression of blacks, and the culture of black culture. So apparently they decided, well, this was a big hit here at UCLA. We're going to make it available for everybody. So you can now enroll in that class on the internet and take a crash course on the representation of black culture in cinema through the lens of Get Out.
Interesting. I mean, it's a major big film, so it's cool that it's, hitting places.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all I got for news here, so.
Oh, all right. Well, that was quick. Man, Justin, I told you we need to be quick, and you got it done in record time, my friend. Good job.
Oh, yeah. I skipped over a whole bunch of stories, so I'm like, just cut as much fat as possible on this one, so.
Well, we appreciate that cut fat. We like our news meat lean. With that, why don't we just go into a small musical break and come back with the trailer talk right after this.
Yo, Tom from Toonami here. You're listening to the UGO podcast, and I hope y'all are ready because trailer talk starts now.
And welcome back to Trailer Talk, guys. It is
actually something to watch this time.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's plenty to watch. Travis.
Yeah.
There's trailers for days. You don't even know the trailers I leave off of the Trailer Talk.
Yeah, I'm actually glad for some of those. I think.
Yeah. You don't even know. Doesn't even know. Okay. So what is on the docket for today? Why don't we start off? You always seem to, not care for ending on a low note. So how about we start on the low note today?
Starting it off weak?
Yeah, let's start weak, build our way up. Yeah, I think that's what we got to do. I think that's what we're going to do here. So, hey, do you want to watch the new Rampage trailer for a minute?
I rescued George when he was 2 years old.
He's because Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson deserves our love.
Got your message about George, you okay?
I don't know.
George?
Is it me or is he considerably bigger?
No, he's definitely bigger.
pretty sure I've
What's
seen this
happening
already.
to my friend?
Are you familiar with genetic
No, you
editing?
haven't seen this one specific part, Travis.
Someone's
Okay.
mutating animals into monsters. No!
Yes!
Your oversized
Murder the
monkey
giant
is
monster.
old.
Probably a good idea. Wait,
Of
what?
course, the
No,
wolf
wait.
flies.
Rewind that. What was that?
Nope. No,
Go,
we're moving on.
What was that?
It totally made sense to me, Travis.
That was a wolf with bat wings.
No, I totally got it. I understand what you're hung up on.
That's a big arm. Don't fight it.
That was a big arm, don't fight.
You know there are other ways of dealing with people, right?
I do know that, yeah, but that's no fun. Rampage. Experience it in IMAX.
Yeah, so anyway, that was the actual trailer. There was like a part where it's like split and just goes into the next previous trailer. So, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, that was the thing I was questioning.
You know,
Right
my
there.
favorite part in Rampage, Travis, is when Ralph comes out and displays bat wings.
Yeah.
Like, that is exactly my favorite part of that game.
It's not even really bat wings.
Remember that? You remember that game?
It's actually more like flying squirrel.
Yeah, he's a flying wolf squirrel.
Yeah, he's a flying, or is he a squirrel wolf?
Why?
Flying squirrel wolf. Yes,
I don't understand Hollywood. What's going on here?
it's amazing. I thought this movie was going to be better than Dundee, and now I'm like, wait, nope, they fixed that.
Do you want me to watch Rampage?
They do, and you're going to
Because
so
I'm
just
going to.
Just shut up.
And it is because of the stupid fucking goddamn wings you put on this fucking wolf. Brilliant! Oh, what a brilliant start. Some person in a fucking meeting in Hollywood is just like, you know, what we need to do. I know what we got. We already got a wolf and a lizard and a gorilla.
Crocodile.
Yeah, what we need, though, is people love bats. So let's get a bat in there. There's not enough money to make another bat creature. You know what? There's enough money for wings. Let's put wings on one of them. Genius. Make that guy executive producer.
They should have made it put on the crocodile then.
You're right. That would have made a whole lot of difference. That would have made a lot more sense. What's going on?
Well, they did say in the trailer they're genetically modifying animals, so technically this is a genetic modification.
just like in Amazing Spider-Man, where that genetic modification does like whatever.
Yep.
Like, I don't understand. I don't. I mean, I literally could watch this movie and they could do anything. They could do anything. And you know what? I almost am sad they spoiled this part in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because in the movie, wouldn't you have just gone like, what?
I might have walked out at that point and be like, nope, this is too much.
Like, just, I guess they want you to not see it now. Like just decide like, hey, yeah, our giant wolf creature flies in this, so you might as well decide whether or not that works for you.
The only ending I'm going to accept for this movie is them to shoot a laser beam at The Rock and make him grow giant and defeat the monsters. That's the only ending I'll accept.
That would be amazing. You know, it would be like the old 90s, when they make a Power Ranger.
Repulsor to show up? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
make my Dwayne The Rock Johnson grow. Make my Johnson grow. Hashtag make my Johnson grow. I have nothing else to say. I just wanted to talk about the flying wolf monster, make sure that Travis saw it as well, so that I know that I'm not insane.
It's there.
That is a crazy thing I just saw.
It's on the internet, Nick. People can't make things
That
up
is,
on the internet.
nope, definitely not. All right, speaking of what you can't make up on the internet, let's move on to our next one.
So we're actually going to get a good trailer today, right?
You bet your ass we are.
Okay.
So you're going to have to wait for it, though.
So we're going to watch, what, Deep Blue Sea next?
Oh, you bet your ass. All right, so next up on the docket, Travis,
Yeah.
you know I love Deep Blue Sea.
No, I was joking.
You know I love myself some Thomas Jane, some
my
Sam
God.
Jackson, and you know,
What did I do to you?
so what?
Did I piss in your cereal? Did I do something?
Travis, you know that there's always been a hanging story of Deep Blue Sea.
No, I don't know
There's
that.
always been a clamor for more Deep Blue Sea.
Well, from you, yeah. But
Or-
you
or-
shouldn't be trusted.
We still need revenge for those poor sharks who, on top, spoilers, did not end up getting away from their cruel human captors.
Bastards.
Those motherfuckers. So yeah, we obviously need a sequel where we have some sharks and, you know, maybe the children of those sharks get vengeance, or I don't know, something out of one of the Jaws sequels. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we of course we've all been waiting for this. And that's Deep Blue Sea 2. And I shit you not, what you're about to see will blow your mind. Let's give it a watch.
No, seriously, what did I do to piss you off? I need to know.
The idea that great whites are these malicious killing machines roving the shorelines looking
if we're going to do this, we need a crossover.
No, they're gentle killing machines. That's a ridiculous...
anytime there is a human attack, it's just a case of mistaken...
Shark Fleet, attack! Swarm!
They were swimming in the line. They were swimming in the line.
Yeah, it was almost in slow motion. Oh, don't worry, he had his USB beeper. He beeped those sharks off into another meeting.
With bull sharks in containment.
My company is one of the leading producers of intelligence enhancers that can actually alter the genetic structure of the brain.
Why would you do that?
They're problem-solving, learning how
No, you made sharks smarter? That's a terrible idea.
Sure, that's what they did in the first one. And now, of course, they've learned nothing.
Our potential is greater than any machine. It just needs to be unleashed.
You're going to get eaten and I'm going to laugh.
Let me show you. We can all be gods.
Or monsters.
What the fuck are you doing?
I think he's violating that shark.
God, that tastes good. What? He gets away with his arm?
No, there's no reason.
Bullshit.
Bull shark. What the fuck was that?
Bad CG effect. Better, faster, stronger,
wiser.
Wiser.
That's how that goes.
Deadlier. Sequelier.
Terriblier.
Yeah, climb on the ceiling. It's actually not a bad strategy.
Pretty sure sharks can jump though. Especially a smart shark.
Oh my god. So that of course was the trailer for Deep Blue Sea 2. A masterpiece in the making. Oh boy.
Okay, so here's the thing. If they're gonna keep making these terrible monster movies that have characters doing things that make no fucking sense, I demand a crossover of them. So I need Deep Blue Sea versus Jurassic World.
Deep Blue Sea versus Jurassic World?
Yes.
I will accept it.
I need them to make the sharks so smart they can only defeat them with dinosaurs.
Okay. So I'm reading you right now. I understand, but let's throw in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh sure, why not?
In there.
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
we have to sell some seats in there. And then the Fast and the Furious crew show up and fight them with cars.
But then the sharks are too smart and they start driving themselves.
Deep Blue Sea 2. Or as I like to call it, the Shark Tank Redemption. It is glorious. It is gotta be at least a fourth of the budget of the first one, I'm gonna guess. The CG is so bad. So bad.
They recognize the actors.
I didn't recognize anybody in there, which is probably probably par for the course.
That's like straight to DVD too, so
I mean, if you couldn't get Thomas Jane back, you're screwed. I
kind of wish he was in it, actually.
I do too. I love Thomas Jane. I would love for him to get his revenge, no, he didn't really need revenge on them. It was actually, I don't even remember what his character traits were in the first movie. All I remember is Sam Jackson getting eaten the fuck out of in the first movie. You know what? That's what they should have done. Cyborg Sam Jackson comes back and is now Shark Hunter.
So he's a Terminator Shark Hunter?
So why the fuck would you make more sharks smart? The one time they did this, it murdered everyone on that base.
Yeah, so either this is an alternate universe or they're just really dumb.
And even this one didn't even say they were curing Alzheimer's. It was just like, well, we can make humans smarter if we figure out how to make sharks smarter. And I'm just like...
Wouldn't you test that on like a monkey?
Start on something closer to humans, like monkeys
Sharks
or
are
mice.
Pretty far away from humans.
I mean, I'm sure super smart chimpanzees would also be bad. See the Planet of the Apes movies. That didn't work out for us.
No.
And those things aren't made of fucking teeth. What?
Like they have multiple rows of teeth.
You know, sometimes I think that a film is made like karma, like it was made in punishment. And I feel like I might have done something to deserve this.
Oh yeah, you did.
One of us.
I was wondering, what did I do?
Yeah, for those who don't know, I actually did a commentary for the first Deep Blue Sea movie because I loved it so much. I did it for the One of Us crew. If you guys are planning on doing a commentary for this one, don't call me. I am unavailable. I am seeing my doctor that day.
He's available.
Definitely. Nope.
He'll do it.
Nope. But
no, let's face it. This thing will eventually end up on Netflix, and patients will choose it.
But Travis, you know what? We've waited long enough. Let's get to our reward.
Oh God.
We've made it through all the horrible trailers for this sit through. We made it through fucking. I forgot what we watched. Deep Blue Sea, Rampage.
My question is,
we made it through all of it.
In the beginning, you said that I didn't know which trailers you didn't show me. Were there worse ones than those?
Oh yeah.
How?
Oh yeah. You do not even want to know.
Well, I've lost all faith in humanity.
You don't want to know. But let's get into our reward. Let's see the first trailer for Antman and the Wasp.
Sweet. Finally, something good.
I just have one question.
Yeah.
When Cap needed help, if I'd asked you, would you have come?
I don't know. Would you put everything in that grayscale?
But if you had, you'd have never been caught.
I do some dumb things, and the people I love the most, they pay the price.
Thanks to you, we had to run. We're still running.
Let's go.
Carry on.
Who was the architect that built that?
Fuck yeah! That was awesome!
Maybe you just need someone watching your back. Like a partner.
Woo! That was awesome.
Hold on. You gave her wings and blasters.
Yeah, that was
Stingers!
So I take it you didn't have that tech available for me. No, I did.
Just thought you were a fuck up.
Didn't want to waste it on you.
Ah! Oh shit! I'm gonna die from a Hello Kitty. Just like the old gypsy woman said. That was awesome.
That was amazing. Oh my god.
Yes! Alright.
I'm kind of glad they're going full out with no, we can shrink. We're doing that.
Yeah, alright. So the shrinking shit just works on everything now. We got we can shrink the car, we can shrink buildings.
Pez dispensers.
We can embiggen shit.
Embiggen.
Enlarge. I don't know, that sounds sexual. Embiggen sounds funner. But I'm into it. I'm into this.
This still does not make up for the other three. I
think it does. I think the Hello Kitty Pez dispenser makes up for it.
You weren't watching the same trailers then.
I think that this was worth 3 bad trailers. I think it was worth 10 bad trailers. Love it.
Those were 10 bad trailers.
Me and Travis really like the Ant-Man movie. I know that's under contention on whether or not some people have a problem with that film. I think it's a fun heist film that, while not really seemingly fitting into the Marvel continuity, it seems really off on its own thing.
We get to that whole thing about people didn't like the fact that Marvel went through the same format and then they changed it and they didn't like it.
Yeah, well, I like that he's facing serious consequences for teaming up with Cap. That has legal consequences for him.
That's
I kind of forgot about that.
Wouldn't that just be treason?
Well, yeah, they all should be in a lot of trouble. Did they? Because Cap looked like he helped them all escape from the raft, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? I guess Scott might have stayed because he wants to be with his family,
right?
And he can't do that while he's on the run, so he might have cut a deal. Shit, that must suck.
That really does suck.
That means and then Janet and Pym they didn't cut a fucking deal.
No,
they didn't. They just whooped ass and got out of there probably. I love the Wasp's look. I wish it was a little more with the stripes, like how it looks in the comics. In the comics, she's got the yellow, black stripes.
It's a little too sleek, almost.
Yeah, well, for me, it's like I like the sleekness, but the color scheme is like a little generic. Like it's kind of blackish, greenish.
Like you'd almost lose track of her at times.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, it does look like an insect. Don't get me wrong. Like it works, but like I like the bright colors. What can I say?
The motif.
I like bright. I like bright colors. I like Cap's costume. I like fucking, when they added in red on the Falcon's costume, I like that. I was like, oh, this is way better. I like the red on it. I think that this idea of like, the car chase being able to shrink in and out of a car chase, that's
very
great.
Dynamic.
It makes I find car chases pretty boring. I think every time I see a car chase, like, I've seen you drive on the opposite side of the road or swip around or almost hit pedestrians or drive up on the sidewalk. There's only so many things. So now you can show me something completely different to do with a car chase, including, I'm assuming, murdering those people.
Oh, yeah, they're dead.
Like, those are definitely dead men in that car because they enlarge and that thing flips over. Like, so I'm assuming the Wasp is okay with killing people because that is definitely murdered them.
Well, Wasps are typically assholes.
Man, so. I really I don't even care if it's a bad guy. I hope that guy on the motorcycle doesn't get killed by that Hello Kitty. That is a weird obituary to write. Like that is. Oh my god, that is odd.
Put that on his tombstone. just the Hello Kitty face.
Just the Hello Kitty murdered by a Hello Kitty. Imagine going to that guy's widow up into the door. Yes, I'm sorry, Scott. He was part of the henching organization. I'm sorry to inform you that he is dead.
Here's the murder weapon.
Here's the murder. This is all we could recover from the body. Is you'd have to scrape whatever's off of this Hello Kitty Pez dispenser. It's
like it somehow got re-shrunk back down.
Yeah, you don't even want to know what happened to Carl. He got fucked up by a Barbie that got him. It's weird. The henchmen that go after Antman are don't go out with dignity. Yeah, I'm super excited. Obviously, fun. I'm fucking into it.
I think if we just once again don't go into it thinking like a typical superhero movie, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I'm not even sure who's directing and writing this one because I think that the dynamic that we've had, like this will be more fun. Like Thor Ragnarok was so funny. Like it's gonna make it hard because what I liked about the first Ant-Man movie was like, oh, this is fun, this is funny too. Like not to Guardians of the Galaxy,
but
it was comedy, humorous. But it was humorous. And like, is this one gonna be a straight up comedy, or are they gonna try and do the thief on the run? Like we still don't know what their main goal is, rather than like I'm sure they're gonna be trying to escape from the government sort of thing,
right?
But yeah, with that, should we just cut out? We'll take a small musical break, and we'll be back with the.
All you gave me was one good trailer.
We'll be back. We got Inhumans up next, so you can have that gift to look forward to. So
what did I do?
We'll be back right after this.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. Got no way to prove it, so maybe I'm lying. But I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame on me.
And welcome back to the UGO podcast. Feeling very inhuman today. I mean, we may have made a mistake.
How many times are you going to use inhuman? How many times are you going to use that to describe things?
I don't know.
An inhuman amount of times, Justin. Come on.
To be
now.
fair, the intros and pun work in this episode are going to be a little lackluster because I'm still just kind of tired, just from
the existence of this show.
And yeah, I'm trying to remember the line of that song that keeps playing. Like, we may have made a mistake, Travis, but we're only humans, so don't lay the blame on me. Like, that was my original go-to, but I couldn't quite remember the lyrics.
I'm only human after all.
Yeah.
That song?
Yeah, it played before this. It played before this for the trailer for this Inhumans, and it played for the trailer for Mass Effect Andromeda, and I think
that's where I remember it from.
And then there was another thing it played in front of too that was not very good. Like it's the death knell of like disappointment of like, hey,
it was the hit song for all of like 2 months, and then it just kind of disappeared.
Adjust Your Expectations song. So yeah, we watched Marvel's Inhumans.
A TV show.
As opposed to any other Inhumans.
Yeah, as opposed to anything else out there that might be Inhuman. I'm not sure what other properties might use such a weird name for
that's a comic book thing.
So yeah, we gave it the first episode to watch just to like check it out, and you know,
and nothing after that.
As we stated, we hope to kill it actually. So much to my surprise, well, not really. It was about the level I expected. Like I'm not gonna even front. Like it's not like awful. Like
it was almost overhyped how awful it actually was.
Yeah, but it's still like it's pretty bad.
I'm so glad you agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys are on my side on that one because I was ready to hate it, and like everyone sold this horrible thing, and I'm like, yeah, it's got a lot of bad stuff in it, but I kept waiting for it to get groan worthy. I mean, and I did groan a couple times, but I was just like, it's more just bland than anything. It's just so average.
Yeah, it's really
it's pretty boring. Is basically its biggest sin. But let's run down the plot a little bit here. We have the Inhumans themselves are living on the moon on this base, which I don't think is explained in the show at all. But in the comics, the reason they're on the moon is because they are part of a left-behind lab experiment from the Kree when they were experimenting on humans to see if they could use them in their war against the Skrulls. They had to abandon...
Yeah, no, in here they just say it's like, oh, we just moved to the moon, just cause.
Yeah, that sounds dubious.
To escape persecution, they left the Earth and went to the moon.
So yeah, we see a rover knock against, we should say it opens up with like this chase sequence in the island that they shot Lost in, I think.
Pretty much.
Where
I kept waiting for Dharma to show up. There's a bunch of guys on the Dharma Initiative hunting them down. And gosh, that was the weakest opening you could imagine. It's just like, okay, so bad action, horrible dialogue, and that dude in the green skin who's such a bad actor. Like, that did not fill me with any confidence after that scene.
Yeah, that was a Triton, I think.
Yes. Yeah, he died shortly after, and it's like, I'm pretty sure I was like, oh,
or
thank God. I don't fucking care.
Oh, he jumped off of a cliff and like fell into bloody water, like, so he's alright. He's trying to save this girl that ends up dying as well. And she had cat eyes, so she's definitely a superhero.
And he shows up and it's like, okay, I've come to find you, but I don't have any sort of plan on how to get out of the situation, so we're just gonna die. Like, so you were useless.
You know what? Let me bring this up real quick. Is that this is a thing that they do in network shows a lot and just cheaply made shows that pisses me off. They have that scene is all in the rain, right?
Yeah.
Well, the rain all falls around the actors, and yeah, they'll have some raindrops fall on Triton, but there's no rain hitting the female actress.
No.
There's no rain on her. And it's like, what kind of... No, this is... And it's not like it's hidden at all. Like, no, I can see she's not even getting wet right now.
Yeah, there's all this makeup, and it clearly must not be able to stick very well on these guys, so it's like, try to get them as little as wet as possible, so we don't wash off that green skin.
No, secretly, that was actually her superpower. You just didn't know it because she was so pathetic.
Well, here's a solution. Don't shoot in the rain. Like, what? Why shoot in the rain at all if you're not even gonna try and make it look good? It's
because Nick, it's dramatic. It's way more intense if it's in the rain.
Why are they long lost lovers trying to reunite or something? Like,
I don't know.
Unbelievable.
Completely believable, actually.
So a rover tries. Meanwhile, we cut to the moon where a rover is trying to collect rocks on the moon, and it just runs into the dome. When we were watching, I told Travis, like, what if it just ran into like the city and just knocked right into the city?
And then it does that.
Because I thought it would be funny, and then it's like it hit it, and I'm like, yeah, that's funnier when I make the joke of it, because it means that you guys had no plan for a rover just knocking into your window.
Oh, don't worry. It gets so much worse when they reveal later that they have, like, tons of these things.
That is... Okay, that's not a good strategy if you don't want to be discovered on the moon. You should, I don't know, make a hologram look like there's a canyon so the rover doesn't go there. Mm-hmm. Or disable the rover but not make it look like it got destroyed by some hoof. Like, they are so unsubtle about not being discovered. It's really bad.
Like, they might as well go on in front of the camera and go, "Get off my lawn!"
But you know, let's get into the real interesting part of the show, the actors and the acting. So,
or lack thereof.
Yeah, it is not great, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Even by
let's just say this. Let's say this. Who is the best actor? Because we can already say there's a lot of really bad actors in the show. Mm-hmm. Who comes off to look like a plausible actor in this movie, in the show, to you guys?
You know, I did not hate the ice chick. Her acting was a bit stiff, but at least she tried.
I mean, I have a sneaking suspicion because she shares the least amount of screen time.
Could be.
Her name is Crystal, by the way. It's like she's making crystals, not ice.
Whatever, Nick.
Like, it's Medusa's sister. She's got that stupid spray hair thing, like that dot in the back of her head. Like, yeah, I was like, oh, okay, she's coming off like the younger one of the crew. She's friends with Lockjaw, and that's pretty fun. She's doing a good job pretending that Lockjaw is actually there, even though it's so obviously not there.
Yeah, he is so much a CG character, but at the same time, I was just happy anytime he came on screen. I'm like, oh yeah, a doggy.
Oh yeah,
it's just like at least something happened when he was on screen.
We'll get to Lockjaw in a minute. I don't know, Justin, who did you think was the best actor?
Oh, it's so tough. I would say that Ewan Riordan is better only because he's just playing Ramsay Bolton like he usually does.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he was fine. You know, he wasn't terrible. And
I'm not digging his accent. I'm not sure what type of accent he's trying to put on.
His accent is all over the place.
It's Moonian,
but Anson Mount as Black Bolt, like, he only has, he has no dialogue because he speaks sign language in the show. Mm-hmm. But at least he's trying to look serious. It looks really goofy when he's acting against other people who are really badly responding to his lines. Mm-hmm. But he at least carries some, like, he looks intimidating.
Right.
And that's probably the best I could say for any actor in this show, because even the ones they try to make funny, like, who's the Asian character who has the reset power?
Karnak. Yep.
Karnak.
With 2 Ks, because you know it's cool.
Yeah, he's almost interesting, but he's just such a weird actor, like just the way that he delivers those lines. So that's probably the most positive I could say about anyone in the cast.
It's kind of hard to tell if he has control over his own power. Like, can he not tell people exactly how things are going to go?
Like, he definitely seemed to have, a filter problem.
Because he comes off as kind of a jerk.
Yeah, like, apparently there's a thing that's like, he can see choices, like, he can see everything coming from a choice if he's presented with an option. But, yeah, it's like, why is it it's maybe only for the big stuff, because there's lots of other choices he could have made, and...
Yeah, because Lockjaw comes at him to teleport him later, and he doesn't want to be teleported, but Lockjaw teleports him anyway. So I'm like, oh, couldn't you have used your power to, like, get away from there, or is it only when you are presented with a clear-cut choice?
Maybe if it's a choice that he can actually reject. Like, if it's something that's imposed upon him, then maybe not, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
That'd be a very weird limitation of the power, though. Like, okay, I have an awesome power, as long as you give me a choice. Like, so I just had to kill you. Yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, too, is that, we kind of joked about it beforehand, where it's like, the way powers work in this show, like, I mean, for one thing, they're trying so hard to be like, I swear we're not X-Men, we're Inhumans, but they're pretty much just X-Men.
No, actually, I think they're worse.
Well, I'm saying in the way their powers work, but then it's not clear what powers people can and can't do. I mean, the only person who they know for sure is Maximus because he has no powers, but then everyone else is like, so, alright, your hair can do this, but then what can it not do? And then it's just very unclear the limits some people can use with their powers. Because it seems like if Karnak has that power to see every possible choice, he'll never lose. So where's the threat in that,
I'm assuming there's got to be a limit to his power at some point. I mean, one of the cooler scenes is that scene where he goes through the choices that he just made, and he gets shot in the balls, And then like, oh, that didn't work. And
it was just so disappointing because I was like, oh my god, he died. That's awesome. Oh no, he's alive. I'm sad now.
I like to think that you assume that being shot in the balls will kill him. It's like...
Well, at the very least, he's not getting back up.
I mean, maybe they have special ball type weapons up on the moon. I don't know.
Their physiology evolves differently where your heart is in your gonads, so.
Yeah, I like Satyr guy, Gorgon, or as they call him in the show, Gorgon.
Gorgon.
They really put an emphasis on the O for whatever reason.
He was really bad in this show. I did not like him at all.
Yeah, he can go jump off a cliff. He's trying to be presented as he's part of the Royal Guard, but he's like the brash one or whatever. And I'm like, you seem like you shouldn't be in charge of anything. Like,
he's also the one that like stomped his foot on the rover, like at the beginning of the show. Like, well, that was a terrible idea.
That was him, wasn't it?
Yeah. Medusa is, of course, the queen of this place. Her hair effect. Oh, it doesn't look good.
No.
It is awful.
Yeah, plus we're doing spoilers by the end of it. Yeah, at the end of this, they shave off her head. I'm kind of like, well, that means we don't have to see that awful effect anymore, so that's probably for the best.
Although it makes no fucking sense that would even happen.
Yeah, well, not only that, it's like, it takes away the only thing that has her character be unique. Without her hair, what is there to Medusa?
Yeah. I can't. I don't know. Like
she pretty much just turned into Cersei from Game of Thrones. Just like, oh yeah, shave the head off and make her do the walk of shame. There you go.
Mm-hmm. So except for if Cersei had hair power, she would have never been in that situation in the first place. She would have actually fought back. But again,
so what I don't understand about shows like this and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
is how they got made.
Is how they were made to look so cheaply, because ABC has millions of dollars to throw at each episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how much they paid for each episode of Inhumans, but I know for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's like multiple millions per episode. And they do so much better stuff, even effects-wise, in like shows like, I don't know, let's say Legion over on FX.
But you have to consider, Legion's only 10 episodes, to be fair. They have to fill out a full season order for these ABC shows.
Well, how many episodes is Inhumans?
I want to say it was like it was definitely double digits for sure.
Okay. I don't know. I thought it was only an 8 episode run.
I don't think so. I mean, because I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a 22 or 20 episode, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is I thought it's a more established network show, which I give it a little more leeway. I can't remember how many episodes. I'll look it up real quick.
Okay. But yeah, no, I mean, I agree. That's one of the biggest things about this show. It's not just that it looks cheap; it looks corny.
It's like 8 episodes. It's fucking only 8 episodes, guys.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming they thought they were going to get like a half season reorder, like they usually do. It's like, okay, you got these first 3 episodes, and now you get the full season order. But it was so panned that I'm sure that's why they're like, yeah, we're just going to keep it at 8 episodes here. Just let it go.
Yeah. But Travis was bringing up something when we were watching it. I think was that just the fact that Inhumans and their system of government was
how terrible it is.
Yeah, it was
seriously
like you're trying you realize I'm supposed to be rooting for the royal family of this monarchy that is totally keeping the lower elements of its society mining for whatever fucking moon element
it's very similar to like the Indian caste system, except for almost worse. Because nope, sorry, you don't have powers, get in the mines.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. What the fuck, guys? That's so messed
up. What are they they never make it clear what they're mining for.
I asked that multiple times.
Yeah, so it's so you're just gonna dig tunnels needlessly just cause.
No, it's for resources.
Just dig.
They need resources because they won't survive on the moon without resources.
They need to eat, Justin. Of course, we all know that the moon has cheese reservoirs in its upper layer of crust, so we need to mine that cheese in order to survive.
Wait, so it's got a crust and it's got cheese underneath? Are you trying to imply that the moon is pizza, Nick?
It's a croissant, really. It's a Danish.
No, it's a... If they had panned that rover over a little bit, you would have seen Wallace and Gromit and their rocket carving cheese out of the rocks.
And the effects would have looked better. The fucking stop motion bullshit. Okay, so who haven't we talked? Oh, we haven't talked about Black Bolt, the king, who's really dumb.
He's dumb. I didn't think he was bad as an actor, but yeah, everything that he does in the show is bad.
He doesn't do anything. That's the thing. He does nothing.
Really, really bad, poor decision maker. He doesn't recognize a coup when it's like right underneath his nose. Maximus is jockeying for power from scene 1.
And he basically tells him.
He all but says, okay, you better do something or I'm going to overthrow you and then I'm going to do something. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting is that like because Black Bolt is all about like, hey, trust me, trust that I have a plan. And I'm kind of like, you have not proved that you've earned this trust.
No, like I was asking too, how is he made king in the first place? Like,
I'm sure it's a royal bloodline lineage sort of thing. Who cares?
Well, and they already established that like, yeah, this dude literally could kill somebody by whispering at them too loud. So I guess there's some intimidation thing.
They have a scene later where the killing of his parents that is pretty
hilarious.
Oh, like they said it and I was like, oh man, that's sad. That is the first time he used his powers. He killed his parents. What deep mythos that is. And then they showed it and I laughed so hard.
Oh my god! Like hilarious. They probably just had to burn that room because they were not getting his parents out of those cracks in the wall.
They just became stains. It was really funny.
And that's the sad thing. It's like it's supposed to be dramatic, but just the way they acted that sequence, just the why when he yells at them.
That was my favorite part of the episode. My
favorite part was the two obviously worst actors. Were the two kids in the flashback when they show up Black Bolt and Medusa meeting. I'm like, God, this actress playing Medusa in the young version is horrible. Just everyone like, oh, hi, I'm Medusa. Everyone's scared of you, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm. It had such a weird transition too that at first I was like, wait, what's going on here? Where did this chick come from? Like, oh, it's a flashback. Okay, yeah. I didn't see that coming.
Oh yeah, so the plot gets kind of well, I'm not sure how triggered it is. It looks like Maximus has a plan to take out to do this coup no matter what. But they get tipped off.
Incentive, apparently.
Yeah, and one of them was that the Terrigen Mist that they go to, they use it on two of their people, a brother and sister, in order to give them powers and make them Inhumans. I guess you have to wait until you're old enough. That's kind of how it works, like a rite of passage sort of thing.
And you stay in the mines until then?
Yeah, and one of them comes out with beautiful butterfly wings.
She's a flyer, Nick. I love flyers.
I love flyers. Actual spoken line in the show.
I love flyers. But I hate sand.
It gets everywhere.
Man, fuck this show. It's the writing. You know what? Then I think the writing is at some points like it's not like there's nothing. Like it's not like there's anything that couldn't be interesting in this show. Like there are fucking superheroes on the moon. Yeah. Like there's some weirdness in there to explore.
The problem is they do so little with it. You know, that's really the biggest problem.
Yeah. And then like one of them has beautiful monarch butterfly wings, and then the other one seems to not have powers. In which everyone goes, unclean, not a butterfly. To the mines he goes. And you shall rue the day. And
but apparently he can make very cryptic predictions of the future if you touch him right. And
I'm so sick of this
Oh my
power.
God, that was an amazing way of describing that. If you touch him right.
If you touch him right.
That's the thing that weirded me out when Maximus just touched him and he was like,
That's Maximus's power. You didn't know that, but he has the power to induce orgasm into people when he touches them. You laugh, but it's a great sex tantric device. I'd
actually probably prefer that power over useless psychic visions, to be honest.
He's a great sex therapist.
I almost prefer how sexual that is to the actual sex scene they showed in the beginning of the show.
All the fucking network sex scenes are all like, we're gonna, stand here with our clothes on almost, and like with fucking or covered up with the blankets or whatnot. They're always
CG hair.
They're always so unsexy. Like they feel like the actors just met each other that day underneath the blankets for whatever reason.
Which is funny because in Sense8 that was one of the actors' like first scenes was with the sex orgy.
Yeah.
So get on the game, guys. Come on now.
I don't know. The idea here being that Black Bolt is rescuing Inhumans, wants to rescue Inhumans from Earth as they are being born on Earth because of events from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and he wants to bring them up to the moon. And Maximus kind of rightly goes, hey, we're already limited on resources enough because that we have to use this stupid fucking caste system, which... Okay, I'm gonna go on a limb right here. I don't think they need to use this caste system, no matter like how awful their resources are.
No, well, that's the thing is that he's like, well, if we were on Earth, this wouldn't happen. I'm like, no, it would probably still happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not the lack of resources that's keeping the fucking monarchy in power here.
No,
I mean, there's a big disparity between the royalty and the servants.
Mm-hmm.
Servants lives in slums, and then the people we're supposed to be rooting for live in a gilded fucking palace and eat like banquet hall stuff. And I'm like, I know you're trying to indicate to me that they're royalty, but they're not coming off as inherently sympathetic.
Well, monarchs never really come off as the good guys.
It's really weird when they're trying to sell us on we're supposed to be on...
I'm sorry, Justin. You say that Game of Thrones, a monarch came off as a good guy? Which one?
Jon Snow is king of the North, dang it.
Yeah,
he is a monarch.
You know what they always do about the North? They always make the North not about the gold and the coins and stuff. They always make their shit much more closer to the lower status. That's why we're supposed to be rooting for the good guys, because the disparity is not as big as it is with the Lannisters. Like,
yeah, well, then Tommen was nice, the Joffrey's brother.
Mm-hmm. Tommen was nice, but he was stupid. You know what? We're not talking about Game of Thrones.
Sorry.
Why? I'd rather talk about Game of Thrones.
So let's talk about
too with that. Like, talking about how bad the monarch is. You shouldn't think that Maximus is right when he talks about overthrowing the king, but it's like, at some point, I started to think, no, everything you said is totally legit, man. You are totally validated.
A lot of his speeches are kind of dead on. Like, it's hard to, like, disparage what he's saying. It's like, we don't have the resources to rescue these people. We don't have the resources for our own people. Like, and he's like, why don't we just go back to Earth and, like, and then, and do that? Like, if we're gonna save Inhumans, why don't we just go down into Earth and then actually, like, maybe make our own nation of Genosians or whatever. Like, he doesn't have an answer for when, like, hey, what if the humans go to war with us? Because it seems like Maximus is kind of down with that. But, like, I don't know. It feels like that is a more sound plan than staying up on the moon and doing nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, if Black Bolt were to come to Maximus with a plan like, no, look, I have this plan. Here it is. It's going to take a couple of years, but then this is going to work out. I would be more on Black Bolt's side. But Black Bolt keeps going, trust me. And like, about what? It doesn't seem like you have a plan, dude.
No.
And am I supposed to just put blind trust in you? Fuck that.
Yeah, he's almost like Holdo from Last Jedi, where it's like, nothing about your plan sounds good, but you're just going like, no, trust me, I'm smarter than you. I know what I'm doing. Just like, oh, jeez.
Like, there's a definite moment where, like, hey, when he's about to have the coup with his brother, where the brother, like, finally comes to his chamber and he's about to, like, murder him with the whisper or whatever. I'm like, hey, if there's a point where you can tell people if you have a long-term plan, now is the time.
Probably.
Now would be it. So I'm going to assume that you never had one and that Maximus is right for ousting you. Also they shave Medusa's head in that scene, which is also hysterical.
And it just doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, you think if her hair was that powerful, it'd be harder to cut off, but apparently not. Yeah. It's pretty delicate.
Well, I was reading up on the actual, like, wiki on it. It says that, like, each individual strand of her hair is supposed to, like, equal the tensile strength of, like, an iron, like, thread of the same, like, width and length. So, using clippers on her hair would just break it, or at least get caught in it.
Well, not only just that, they use like the cheapest generic looking razor to shave her hair off, but either that razor is deceptively strong or Ramsay Bolton is the greatest barber who has ever lived.
It's a diamond razor.
Look, what I loved about that scene is that they bring it out like it's about to be a torture sequence or like something really horrific is going to happen, but instead of a horrible looking knife in that comes into his hands, it's a fucking clippers.
Mm-hmm. And are we just going to assume that whatever like shock to the head they gave her made her so she couldn't use her powers? Because that's my only explanation why she just sat there and let her hair get caught off.
Look, the scene is shot like you're supposed to take it 100% seriously. And when the clippers come out, I'm like, come on, guys, they don't even look like future moon clippers. They just like regular clipper. I can't be scared of regular clippers.
Yeah.
But let's see. We have Lockjaw when he first shows up. I was very excited. They do a weird thing where Lockjaw in the comics, he has a tuning fork on his head. That's how you know
that would be too goofy for this show.
Yeah, which I'm like, what? So instead he has a mark, like a tuning fork like mark on the top of his forehead, kind of like, you know, sometimes dogs have different discolorations on their heads, sort of thing. And I was like, you fucking cowards. You goddamn cowards. Like, they made him a giant CG dog to begin with, so it's not like any part of him is going to look like it's actually there.
Right.
So why the hell not do the tuning fork? Like, I would actually had a bizarre respect for you if you were to do the tuning fork. Like, go for it. Fucking go for it. But, like, I don't know. Lockjaw was my favorite Inhuman. He was the most effective, and he's the most likable. Like, I love his teleportability, even though I don't know if it makes a lot of sense to me.
It doesn't have to.
Yeah,
again, anytime he showed up was the only time I really started to perk up in the show. It's like, oh, that's a cool effect, and he's so adorable, and all that kind of stuff. But and it also just goes to showcase how uninteresting that girl that he's with is, because I'm just like, why is she in this? Like, she feels more like a CG, useless character than he does. You know, like she's
She's there to tell Lockjaw what to do.
Yeah, that's it. That's all she does. She only tells Lockjaw, do this, do that, get this guy, take him back here. All right, good.
Well, kind of like Medusa's only there to translate for Black Bolt, because apparently no one else on the moon actually understands sign language.
I mean,
which means that Medusa could actually be
the show. They
have a made up sign language, really?
Yeah, no, they made a big thing about that. They're like, yeah, because they're not on Earth and they wanted to find a way to make Black Bolt talk without having to put the mask on him, they invented a fake sign language for him to speak that's like loosely based on other sign language methods.
Right, but how is it that only she seems to understand him? Like, that
makes no sense.
That seems very dangerous, because she could just be lying about everything he says and be like, oh, well, see, he actually did have a plan, but I'm making my own coup, and I'm just gonna fuck him over.
Wouldn't that be hilarious if she's like this secret queen, or ruler queen? Like, that'd be great.
You wouldn't know.
Just making up a bunch of stuff about what he's actually saying. That would be awesome. That would have been a great twist if that was true.
And by royal decree, my royal bedroom will be now twice as large. He wants it. It's weird. I don't know. My birthday will be a national holiday. Oh, thanks, honey. Yeah. So yeah, the brother that didn't get the butterfly wings, he's got that.
He's got psychic powers.
Psychic powers, but they're useless.
Like, well, not only are they useless, they are very, very vague. Where it's like the snakes will be pushing you against the wall. It's like, okay, so hair, and you'll be dead on a river of blood. Okay, like, it's such tenuous grasp to his visions that everyone seems to be like, oh, clearly this must be the answer, because it looks kind of not really like what he said, but I'm just going to assume that's what's right.
But metaphorically, it's close.
I'm so sick of this fucking trope of the vague visions of the future that may or may not come true. And it's so lazy. What lazy script writing of just like, it's supposed to invoke meaning into these scenes more of like, oh, this was destiny or something. I'm like, no, someone is just getting vague images that only make sense after the events happen.
Right.
That is a useless power. That is a useless power. Like that whole river of blood thing, I'm like, I mean, it doesn't look that much like a river. Like,
no.
I see you resting in a river, and I'm like, well, you could have just said, I saw you bleeding on the ground. Like, that's a more useful vision.
You think that has nothing to do with those powers, and he just likes being a dick?
Maybe he just likes being poetic and vague?
Yeah, no, I think he actually wrote the Book of Revelations in the Bible. Just like, oh yeah, these vague metaphors that may or may not apply to things in real life kind of thing, you know?
Like, if it's dreams, I'll let it go if it's dreams. Like, if people get psychic dreams, I'm like, okay, well then dream logic and like, that might fuck up your vision or whatever, and things might take double meanings and whatnot. But if it's supposed to be like a power that he gets, I'm like, that power's useless. Like, that's it only causes trouble.
Yeah.
But yeah, I I don't know what they were thinking when they designed costumes on this show either. Like, Black Bolt's looks okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's passable.
Medusa looks like she's...
that didn't...
Go ahead, Justin.
I'm just saying, like, it was that thing that people criticized, like, why didn't they give him the mask if they were going to do everyone else so ridiculous? But I was like, okay, fine. He looks tough. He looks like an X-Men, really. But yeah. Sure, all right, we'll take it. But Medusa, yeah, like you were going to say.
Ugh, Medusa, like, even let's just go away from her hair for a minute, but her fucking purple costume is like, this looks terrible.
Yeah.
There's like, I've seen cosplayers that would do way better job at this.
Well, it's because cosplayers have integrity.
She has a pillow sack on her. Like, that's what it looks like, is that it was designed via a pillow, like a pillow case. Like, and that they cut holes in. Well, her first
scene was in bed, so she must have just taken she took off her pillow sack, put it on the sheets, and then they had sex, and then they got done, and she put it back on.
Well, there's not a whole lot of resources, and we used all the resources for the cool costume on Black Bolt's costume, so might as well, I could use this pillowcase in order to make mine. I just don't understand, like, why does the show look so cheap? And especially, I don't know what they do with the way they... Like,
it looks like a 90s TV show. Like, it looks like it was made, like, 2 decades ago.
Yes, I don't know, the ABC always does this, they do this with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they do this as well with a lot of their other shows. They have this weird, I don't know if it's a filter, or if it's the brightness, or how they shoot the scenes, but there's always, like, it's very apparent everything is a soundstage. Like, it's very apparent everything is fake. Like, especially on with the whole Inhuman Palace and everything feels like it was made, like the paint's still drying on it. Like it was made like a day ago. Like,
I would forget that we were on the moon anytime we were in the Inhumans building. It's like, it just looks like any other generic fantasy set. And then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're on the moon. I'm like, oh, I forgot. Yeah, it doesn't look like a moon place at all. It just looks so fake.
I don't understand why other show, like, I mean, they have to build like how many sets. It's like, it's I mean, I guess the Netflix shows, like, they get to shoot on location because they're just in New York, like, streets or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and because Netflix has millions of dollars just to throw haphazardly, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, and then... But ABC should have, like, like, they got Disney money behind them. They should be able to throw fucking money at the wall there.
They're throwing all their money at Star Wars. They don't care about Inhumans.
Maybe they're just like everybody else and don't give a shit about Inhumans.
And it kind of does come off that way, where it's just like, yeah, this is a thing because it had to be. We don't care.
Yeah, we jumped the gun too early saying we're going to make an Inhumans movie, and then that didn't work. So like, well, we said we're going to make Inhumans. We can't back out on our promises or else we'll look like chicken,
Well, do you know, like you know what really amused me was the thumbnail on we watched this on Hulu, and the thumbnail on it was of, hey, the highly anticipated series a fan favorite comic book, and I'm like,
a beloved comic book,
and I'm like, they're all lies.
Those I'm like, those are dubious claims. I'm not sure if I completely buy that. And by that I mean that sounds like a whole lot of horse shit. Like, highly anticipated. Come on, guys.
But we got to talk about the single worst thing that I saw in this whole episode, or at least the single worst thing I heard, which was the terrible, terrible covers of Paint It Black and the Doors song that they did during the fight sequences.
God damn it.
That made me smile a little bit, actually, just because, like, oh, here's a part that's just generally terrible. Yay.
You know what? I actually forgot about that Paint It Black sequence. So, during that scene, like, the first couple chords of it, I'm like, why the fuck does this sound like Paint It Black? And then it starts to actually go into their weird version of, like, their cover of Paint It Black. And I was like, what? Why is this happening? It wouldn't make a lot of sense if it was during a Black Bolt sequence, but at least it would be with a character that had black in his name.
Yeah.
And, like, it had a black costume, but it's during a Medusa fight scene, which, oh my god, what a lame fucking fight scene.
It's like in slow motion, really, you see her hair punch things, and
she doesn't move.
No.
Guys, you have guns. Shoot her. Shoot her. Shoot. Like this.
Well, it's not only just that. It's just that it's such an awkward shift from their generic music they had earlier to suddenly licensed music where you're just like, especially the one that got to me was when they first started playing, Break On Through the Other Side with the Doors. I'm just like, okay, so why is this here? It just serves no purpose. And with Painted Black, I'm just like, well, somebody saw Westworld and thought, oh, that was so awesome what they did in Westworld. Let's do that again.
That was my exact thought, was that, wow, this really worked in Westworld when they did it. Like, I just don't get it. I was so confused during that sequence.
I guess they just want to be like, oh, hey, we can put something good in this show. Let's ruin a cover song. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's
ruin two.
Yeah.
Let's do it both ways though. Like if we're going to use the song we should have used for Black Bolt during the Medusa sequence, when they confront Black Bolt, shouldn't they use a song for Medusa? You know, like, nope. I don't know, like they show up on Black Bolt and suddenly it's like, I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth.
That would have been amazing.
At least it would have been consistent. Like,
yeah, dude, that's just a great missed opopportunity if they had done that with Medusa, just like, I whip my hair back and forth.
Like, it's all, yeah, it's that sad song cover.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
I mean, come on.
No, I'm disappointed that this show wasn't worse, that it would do that.
Well, to be honest, I actually did kind of hope, like, at certain points I was like, you know what? If this show was worse, I might actually be having more fun making fun of it.
It's just so boring.
We did a watch along for it, and I was, at some points I was kind of like, yeah, I'm just kind of bored. I don't even really have much to say. This is just kind of generic, standard stuff that is just not very interesting either way. I don't know.
And it ends on such an anticlimactic note, just like, oh, Black Bolt's gonna say something, and then he just disappears, and they're in the middle of New York City, and it's over. So,
but thank God it's over.
I mean, and I know it's a two-parter, technically, for the pilot. You know, it's like, oh, you have to watch both episodes to get it. But it let me know, I had no interest in watching another episode after this. I'm just like, that's it. That's all I need to see.
No, I'm done. I don't need it.
I need less of what I already saw.
I don't need to see what stupid more sets you're going to be using on Inhuman, like, well, how many more dumb jungle sets you're going to use.
Well, like they went to Hawaii, they got to use that.
I don't know what it is with that.
We still have a contract on Oahu from Lost. We need to use that.
What is with that Lost Island? Why do they keep using that same fucking set?
No, again, I think they have a deal. They're just like, yeah, we can use this for any number of our shows because we rented it out for so long. I don't know what it is, but it's just, they like using Oahu, so.
Okay, whatever.
It's a timeshare.
Also, hearing a bunch of the stuff that I heard for later episodes, I'm just like, okay, this sounds like it just gets dumber. Like, where, like, I think it was either Black Bolt or Medusa or somebody hangs out with, like, a bunch of surfer bros from Hawaii at one point, where you're just like, okay, that shows me everything I need to know about the show. I'm done.
Well, they even introduced stuff like, Terrigen Mist and, like, other, in the comics, it's very it's very complicated story stuff, and I'm like, this shit is gonna get convoluted real fast, isn't it?
Well, and the thing is, they just assume that you know what Terrigen Mist is, which I'm like, sure,
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's like you have to, you don't have to explain everything, but they do it in a way where it's like, well, you clearly saw Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so you know what this thing is, right? And it's like, no.
Absolutely not, I did not.
Yeah, so when this was originally conceived as a film, it was to be Chapter 11 of Phase 3 in the MCU.
Yeah.
So
it was supposed to be like right before Black Panther, right?
Yes.
So it would be like right about now we were watching it.
Yeah, we'd actually be watching it right about now. So
so I'm glad we got Thor Ragnarok instead.
Right.
However, a film centering on the royal family may still happen in the future. Nope. That's not going to happen. Not with these guys.
No, it's done.
Not unless they reboot significantly.
I will only say, maybe if the show, I mean, it's probably going to get canceled. It's all but canceled except without them saying it.
I was hoping.
If they cameoed Black Bolt in some other thing in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for like a episode, I wouldn't be angry. I'd just be like, okay, just
that'd be fun. Since they don't know his sign language, it'd be kind of a fun mock game of like trying to get information out of him.
Yeah, sure. I mean, these characters could work if you had them doing something other than their stupid plot lines. Just let them piggyback off someone else's show. I would not care.
Yeah, apparently there was an idea to have someone with telepathy voice over Black Bolt's thoughts, so you could hear his thoughts. But the producers ruled it out because they thought it makes Black Bolt more enigmatic if you don't really understand him, and he appeals to deaf mute viewers.
I think that's actually was a good decision.
Good, hey, if there's one thing I can tell about, they do make some good decisions. That's pretty good. That's a good idea.
That was one of the few things of any arc plot line that I was interested in. It's Black Bolt is such a big question mark other than his bad decision making. It's he's different. He's unique. There's just not enough that works to support that. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, it's, I don't know. The main thing of it is it's just generic. There's not a whole lot to make it really even stand out, even though it features superheroes on the moon. You'd figure, just that weird aspect, you'd figure, well, that's a thing. That sounds interesting. I kind of want to watch that, but
I don't.
They don't even plane up the moon aspect that much. It's like Justin says, it's easy to forget that they're even on the moon. The actors seem to be playing this very straight, and it's weird. They are trying to play it like it's Game of Thrones.
They are,
and it's this whole royal family and this conflict, and it's guys, this show is way too silly for this for you to be trying to give it this level of gravitas. But yeah, I don't know. Do we have anything else last minute to say about it?
No, it's lame. Don't watch it. It's really not worth watching. So
no, it's just not. It's really not. Hopefully, our watch of it has officially killed it. Which, man, I really hope that it gets officially announced as canceled. Canceled the day after this goes up. I will gladly take.
So
credits.
Is that kind of some movies can put Oscar nominated? We can put Inhumans killered.
The killer app of Inhumans.
So yeah, I'm not sure what I was expecting, but it's
actually not what I was expecting, because I expected it to be so bad it was at least entertaining. But
yeah, go watch any of the other superhero shows. I'm sure Runaways is better than this. I haven't watched it, but
well, let's compare it to the other worst one you've seen, Nick.
What's that?
Iron Fist.
Oh,
it's you know what? No, but in fact, same showrunner.
Yeah, it's the same showrunner.
Scott Buck, enemy of Marvel right now.
I mean, I don't want to. To be fair, I'm trying to compare a whole season's worth of boring shit to one episode worth of boring shit. If I were to compare the first episode of Iron Fist to Inhumans, Iron Fist actually would come out ahead because there's a little bit of mystery there, and there's more that could have been interesting that turns out to definitely super not be interesting.
Just a heads up.
So that's kind of impossible for me to gauge.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like this is probably more silly and funner than Iron Fist, which would help it out. But yeah, with that, I think I got to give this one 2 lack of tuning forks on Lockjaw's heads out of 5. I think. Yeah, just there's enough there to take it up from being trash and just an absolute dumpster fire, but there's not enough there to engage anyone on any kind of level. I don't think. I don't know, Travis, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was just pretty much boring and bland. I mean, if I had to give it a rating, I'd probably have to give it a 3 or something, because it's just it literally made me go yeah, I have no interest in watching any more of this ever. You could tell me that it got a whole new cast and be yeah, but is the showrunner the same person? Then no, because that's going to be the main problem.
So 3 out of 10 for you?
Yeah, that's going to have to be it.
I don't know, Justin. You sound like you're about at the same level as we are.
Yeah, it sucks. Also, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my Uber. I'm gonna have to leave in just a minute. But yeah,
it sucks so bad that he's actually fleeing. He's fleeing his apartment so that we don't have to make him watch more Inhumans.
I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5 trips by Lockjaw that are probably faster than my Uber ride. So,
man, wouldn't Lockjaw be the most ultimate Uber app? Wouldn't it be great?
Yeah,
my Lockjaw app actually has discount half rides. Half price rides.
But you always gotta deal with his stupid his friends or whatever, those dumb crystals and weird snake haired people. But with that, yeah, thanks you guys so much for listening and sticking out with us. Hopefully you got some entertainment from our suffering through Inhumans. With that, we're gonna go out of here. But first, Justin, would you like to tell the people where they can find you and your stuff that you work on for oneofus.net?
I legitimately do have to leave, but okay. Yeah. Oneofus.net. I write the notes for the Breakfast Pub, and you can find me on Facebook and Twitter, and I have my own show on the free show. I Am the Prize for Austria stuff. There you go.
There's always enough time to plug, Justin. Always enough time.
Yes,
so we'll let you go. See you later, my friend.
All right.
See ya.
As far as the rest of us that are still here and don't have to mysteriously run away.
Bye.
Travis is also leaving. Oh no, I'm all by myself. All by myself.
However it'll be, I just don't want to be here.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We're on Unapologists Geek Out, and we're out.